All praises to the Most High, Ahaya, and to his son, Yahayasha, Yadahaya. This is Brother Holly here with the first Spirit of Truth broadcast here on the Ahaya House channel, as well as the House of Ahaya channel on this set-apart Sabbath day. First and foremost, as always, let give all glory, praise, and honor to the great I am, he who is, was, and is to come, the Almighty One, Yadahaya, and to his son, Yahayasha Messiah, who gave himself for us that we might have life, and that life is in him, Yadahaya. Now, if I seem a bit fired up today, children, it's because Brother Ha's feeling better, much better. All praise to High. He has just kept me. It's wonderful when he strengthens you and keeps you and revigorates you. He is the source of life. The life that we have, we get it from him. And he has just been pouring life into my spirit, life into my flesh. His word is health to my flesh. All praises unto him. Yadahaya. We'll be coming from the Learn Paleo Hebrew Torah, Lashon Qadashayah, Holy Tongue, Yasha Bible Scriptures today. And we're going to read briefly a song for the Sabbath. When I saw this in my reading this morning, I said, now that's very appropriate. We haven't talked about the very tenets of our faith in a long time. We've been off on other things as the High Spirit has allowed. But it's good for us to go back to stay with the basics, hang with the basics, keep ourselves in our most holy faith, rooted and grounded in truth at all times. And it is good for us to be reminded that this day is the Sabbath of the Most High. This is his Sabbath, his rest day, where he commands all of his people to take a knee, to set aside labor, and to set your mind and your hearts on things of him today. Not on your own work, not on your own pleasure, not on your own thoughts. But let your thoughts and your work and your pleasure be found in Ahaya today and his son Yahayasha. All praises. We do this once a week, children. From sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. We do this once a week. And it don't seem like it's been a week since I came on this broadcast just to share his word with you. But it has been. Oh, praise, it's been a glorious week. Things are coming up, children. Good things are happening, children. And forgive me for scratching my head. Forgive me, scratch my head. Children, I'm going to share a little word that before we read the song or the song for the Sabbath. I'm going to share a word with you that High gave to me. It's a very, very short word, very simple word, moved upon me by his spirit. I was reading yesterday, and a high spirit just spoke to me very calmly and very concisely and said, I am the great I am, not the great we are. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, I know that. I understand that. But maybe that's for somebody else. I understand that. At least that's what I said to myself. I understand that. But then I started thinking about it more. He's right. He is the great I am. He is one. There ain't no other. He keeps saying that over and over again in the scriptures. And we keep, well, some of us keep trying to consolidate for the most part, we try to consolidate his spirit and his son into him. We try to make them all one being. And they're not. They're not all one being. Even the son, when he was on the earth, he said, my Father is greater than I. Wow. When someone called him good, he said, why calleth me good? There is none good but Allahaya. Someone called him good. He is the Son of the Highest, being called good. Just good. Good master. He said, why callest thou me good? There is none good but Allahaya. Now, some of you ruthless liars and false teachers would say, well, when he was in his flesh, he was less than the Father. Is not the man, Yahayasha, Messiah, at the right hand of the Father right now? The same man that was crucified on Calvary's cross, the same man who died on a hill called Golgotha, was put in a tomb in 3 days, that same man was risen from the dead by the glory of the Father. And that same man ascended 40 days later to be seated at the right hand of the Father. That man that was said to is in heaven now at the right hand of his Father. He got a body now. But it ain't like yours and mine. It's a body that don't run on blood no more. It's a flesh and bone body. He told his disciples upon appearing unto them after the crucifixion, handle me and see. A spirit does not have flesh and bone as you see me have. He ate with them, for goodness sakes. He still has a body, child. He is resurrected in his glorified body at the right hand of the Father. Wow. His body didn't see corruption. His body ain't in a tomb somewhere. This is not a spiritual reality. It's a physical reality. So all those who try to spiritualize what he said when he was upon the earth, you ain't got a leg to stand on scripturally. His Father is good. He says so himself, and I'll believe him over you. So why I've gone on such a tangent, child and children, is later in the day yesterday, I looked upon one of my YouTube channels. I think it was the Ohio House channel. And I saw a comment that someone made on a teaching I did 2 years ago on the Sabbath being a perpetual covenant. And they went on a long tangent about the Messiah being Allahayah, that he's the Most High, and that the Spirit is. And I pointed out some of the things I just pointed out to you. And I left it at that. And I close with, if you wish to believe in a multitude of deities, that's your call. But hear, O Yasha Allah, Ahaya, our Allahayah is one. I left it at that. I haven't heard back from him, and if I don't hear back from him, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I hope that he received the word, received the seed sown. Matter of fact, his handle on YouTube is sow the seed of Justify Everyone Speaking Universal Salvation, the JUS guy, JUS guy. He believed in the Eurocentric white Jesus. That's what he followed. At least according to his handle, according to his words. He was spitting some straight up Constantine Christian mumbo jumbo, polytheistic mumbo jumbo. So if you're of the Hebraic faith and you still clinging to Trinitarianism, please hear me today. Leave that foolishness where you found it. Back in the darkness of Constantine Christianity. You've been brought into the light now, child. Walk as a child of light. All right, turn in your Bibles. Psalm 92. Let's start reading at verse 1. It says, a psalm or song for the Sabbath day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Ahijah and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. Will you highlight? It's letting you know who the Most High is. It's a good thing we sing unto Ahijah. It's a good thing to sing praises unto the Most High. It didn't list a whole bunch of names here. It just gave one name. I digress. I'll read it again. Psalms 92 verse 1, forgive me for coughing. A psalm or song for the Sabbath day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Ahijah and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. So now we know, unequivocally, what the name of the Most High is. You're getting a lot of doctrine today off this one chapter. A song to be sung on the Sabbath day. Let the word instruct you in good doctrine today. You've heard that already today that Ahia is one. Now you know what the Most High's name is. It's Ahia. Verse 2, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings, upon a tapestry, upon the harp with the solemn sound. For thou, Ahia, have made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hand. We highlight. So will I, brother David. So will I, brother David. I'll triumph in the works of Ahia's hands too. Ahia's created all things. And we learned a couple of Sabbaths ago, he created all things for us to richly enjoy. The silver and gold are his. The cattle on 1,000 hills are his. Forgive me for adjusting my chair. All these things belong to him. And it's his delight to prosper his servant. For he delights in the prosperity of his servant. He ain't the one holding out on you. I hope you understand that. It is he who teaches thee the prophet. We heard a few Sabbaths ago that he's the one who gives you the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant. All he wants you to do is acknowledge it. All he wants you to do is remember that. Don't think it's you doing it. I'll read it again. Psalms 92 verse 4. For thou, Ahia, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hand. O Ahia, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. Will you highlight? Where are the thoughts of Ahia found? Right here in his word. Come on. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. So, you're brutish and foolish if you don't understand that it's in his word where his thoughts are. You're brutish and foolish if you don't get that. I'll read it again. Psalms 92 verse 5. Oh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. When you see these heathens just proliferating everywhere, just multiplying like fleas, know that they're being multiplied to be destroyed forever. The whole host of them gonna go. Verse 8, highlight, but thou, Ahia, art most high forevermore. Say but one most high. Excuse me, cough. And his name is Ahia. There ain't but one most high. And his name is Ahia. Again, you're getting that reiterated to you. For lo, thy enemies, O Ahia, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. Will you highlight? Who are the enemies of Ahia? Those that work iniquity. Those who, as the Apostle James would say, who are friends of the world. They're the enemies of Ahia. And he said, whoever's a friend of the world is Ahia's enemy. How do we know if we're a friend of the world? If we're filled with the things of the world, we feel with the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life, then we're an enemy of Ahia. And we just read it. The enemies of Ahia will be scattered. I'll read it again. Psalm 92 and 9. For lo, thy enemies, O Ahia, for lo, thy enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shall thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Will you highlight? I'm going to get some fresh oil. The anointing's going to teach me. My horn or my life is going to be exalted. Woo. I ain't going to be cut off. I ain't going to be scattered. My eyes also shall see my desire on my enemies. Wow. I don't say enemies much anymore. I say menemies because I got that many enemies. But what does it say? My eyes are going to see my desire on them. Verse 11 again, we'll continue reading. My eyes shall also see my desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. I'm going to see their demise. I'm going to hear about their fall. This is a song for the Sabbath. We should sing this. Get your tapestry out. Get your harps out. We should sing this. We should sing this in the morning on the Sabbath. Just come to Psalms 92 and put beat to this. I'll read it again. Psalm 92:11. My eye also shall see my desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like the cedar of in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Ahiah shall flourish in the courts of our Ahiah. Will you highlight? Those who are planted in Ahiah's house, the house of Ahiah, will flourish. You're in a good place, child. I'm in a good place, child. We are Ahiah's house. We are the house of Ahiah. That's who we are. We should flourish. We got it right here in black and white. We good. We gonna flourish. I'll read it again. Those that be planted in the house of Ahiah shall flourish in the courts of our Ahiah. They shall bring forth fruit in old age. Oh, you can see the gray hair on Brother Holly's face. Brother Holly, he ain't shit. Almost Social Security eligible. I can see Social Security from here. But the word says I'm going to bring forth fruit in my old age. I ain't going to be unfruitful now. No. Let's read. Why? Because I'm planted in the highest house. I'm in the house of Ahiah. They shall bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. Oh, praises. Now, this fat ain't talking about having too much, having a little chunkiness about yourself. It's talking about having a plentifulness about yourself. I should flourish. I should have plenty. And the second broadcast of how I will to be so and his son Terry until that broadcast. We're going to see that. We're going to see it. In 3 John verse 2, it says, of all things, I wish that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So we got to see what prospers the soul. We're going to see the prosperity of the soul. So that leads to prosperity and health. Wow. Like I said, second broadcast for how will to be so and his son Terry. Till then, Psalms 92:14, we're almost done, children. They shall bring forth fruit in old age. Who? Those who've been planted in the highest house. They shall bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that Ahiah is upright. The whole purpose of my prosperity, the whole purpose of me flourishing, the whole purpose is to show that Ahiah is upright. Not to show that I'm upright. No, it's to show that my Most High power is upright. He is my rock. And there is no unrighteousness in him. Oh, I got on good report, child. See, some of you still hung up about the whole enemy thing. Some of you still wondering about how that's right. That you can hear about their demise and you can see your desire on them. How that's righteous. How that's right. Well, first of all, I ain't bringing it on them. First of all, it's Ahiah's doing. It's marvelous in my eyes. And there's no unrighteousness in him. We ain't going to come back to this, but we're going to close with this next verse. We go into the New Testament. First Thessalonians. All praises. This was not part of my notes. Thank you, High, for quickening me through your spirit. I'm sorry, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. Second Thessalonians chapter 1, starting reading at verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the assemblies of the high for your patience and faith in all persecutions and tribulations that you endure. We're going to see why it's a glorious thing for you to be patient when you're being persecuted in tribulation. Verse 5, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 5, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of a higher, that ye might be counted worthy of the kingdom of a high, for which you also suffer. See, it's part of you stamping your passport to get into the kingdom, to endure temptation and tribulation. Excuse me, tribulation and persecution. It's part of you getting your passport stamped. It's part of you being approved. Having them stamp your life approved for the kingdom. I'll read it again. Which is a manifest token. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 5, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of a higher, that you might be counted worthy of the kingdom of a high, for which you also suffer, seeing it is a righteous thing. Remember we read in Psalm 92, they know unrighteousness in a high. It is a righteous thing with a high to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Your enemies trouble you. Your enemies persecute you. Your enemies oppress you. Your enemies plotting against you right now. You got so many enemies, they're enemies. But it's a righteous thing with a high to recompense tribulation on those that bother you. He's our vindicator. He's the one that brings about judgment upon our enemies. He delivers us from their hands. He destroys them before our eyes. Only with our eyes we see their destruction. Only with our ear we hear about their fall. That's righteousness. That's righteousness personified. The elevation of his servant and destruction of all those that oppose us. All praises to Most High, Ahia, and to his son, Yahayasha, Yadahaya.